Hey everyone, my name is Nate with CSG, and exclusive games that are meant for specific consoles can sometimes be the greatest games I've ever played. Now, the gameplay you're seeing here is a game called Bloodborne, and it is a console exclusive to the PlayStation 4. Now, this came out many years ago, but I consider this personally the best game of all time. I know that is going to be completely subjective. Everyone will have a different game in their opinion, but this is that game for me. But this game is locked only to the PS4. You can't play it on Xbox. You can't play it on your PC, which is where I really want to play it. You know, at least with a legal purchase. If you can maybe mod it, that's one thing. But you're really stuck to playing this. You have to have a Sony PlayStation. You have to have PlayStation Online if you want to play with your friends. This is something that we're going to be discussing. So let's start as a whole. Exclusives are really meant for one purpose, and that one purpose is to sell consoles. Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, they plow a whole bunch of money into these IPs and into these games so that they can have something really fantastic to show off when they're trying to move consoles. That's why we're going to start seeing a lot of this soon, going into the PlayStation 5, going into the Xbox. I think they're just calling it an Xbox now. It's no longer Xbox Series X. And we're going to be seeing this a lot more and more. But many of us have played these exclusives, and maybe we even bought a console because of this. And for me, that is why I bought a PlayStation 4 when I first got mine. I was a big fan of the Dark Souls games, and I see, okay, the people that make Dark Souls are making a new type of Dark Souls game only on PlayStation. Well, I guess I'm gonna try it, and I did, and I loved it. But you'll see there are some issues that come with this. It means that you can't play this game with your friends unless they also have that console, and that right there starts to rob gamers of some of these experiences and some of these gameplay moments that you might miss. And you'll see that more with technology as well. Technology on PC, when we're comparing this to consoles, is unmatched. The frame rates, the resolutions, even though the consoles are starting to claim that they're putting out these resolutions, it does not look great. These games, and we're starting to see finally Xbox and Microsoft put some of these former exclusives onto PC with Halo, which before you could only play if you owned an Xbox. Gears of War, same exact story. These are great IPs that sold a whole bunch of consoles way back in the day. And now we're getting to play them on PC, and you can experience them with way more friends. And this is something that Sony is starting to find themselves in a hole with. Now, they probably aren't caring as much right now. They probably moved so many consoles, they're happy with it, but they need to start looking ahead and see, okay, maybe they need to offer some sort of, like we have Xbox Game Pass, and you can, within Windows, the operating system, you see that there's like a possibility for the Xbox app, and I think it's kind of built into your computer once you download your copy of the OS. There's an Xbox app, and you can log in and you can play a whole bunch of Xbox games on your PC. Microsoft is seeing that this potential for their exclusives on Xbox is too great because these IPs became too well known, and they want to keep cashing in on that on PC. And we have to see how Sony's going to deal with this, because PCs are the way to go. They are the game industry at its finest. And this is where you see games like Bloodborne, Spider-Man, The Last of Us. These types of games should be played at 144 FPS. 4K or 1440p seems to be most people's like agreed sweet spot right now. 1440p, 144 FPS. These experiences should be had with friends if it has multiplayer available. But even games, again, I'm going to bring up Bloodborne because that is my personal favorite, and you're watching that gameplay right now. Bloodborne is played at, it looks like an in-between 1080p and 720 resolution. It looks kind of a weak resolution, and it shows. You guys can see it shows a bit. And 30 FPS. When you're watching 30 FPS, it's not as bad as when you're playing it, of course. These games that run at 30 FPS are really just a fraction of the potential that they really have as a game and as an experience overall. And this type of stuff, and I'm very curious how the PS5 will do this going forward, and if we'll see it, this stuff has the potential to sell big. How many of you guys would play the PlayStation 4 Spider-Man exclusive on PC? I would. God of War, Bloodborne, there's Horizon Zero Dawn. There's Horizon Zero Dawn, and there's Horizon Zero Dawn, and the Uncharted, Last of Us again. There are so many fantastic IPs that Sony has, but they're locked down to you have to own a PlayStation. And I completely understand how this is. And of course, the channel's name's Common Sense Gaming, and we, even when it comes to the developers and the companies, that are behind these consoles, I know we have to have common sense with them as well, and it is common sense to understand it is justified. Games sometimes have to be exclusive to a console because that's why they're selling it. But one of the hitting points of this video is these big companies are starting to see the potential of PC, and that's why you should all be very excited with what Microsoft has done, taking their Xbox exclusive franchises and moving them to PC, because I think Sony is not going to be so far behind in the near future. I think that this is an incredible chance for Sony to jump in and start cashing in, because at the end of the day, these companies, money is the end goal. Consoles are cool and they want to sell as many consoles as they can, but if they can see that they're going to start making more and more and more money, maybe releasing old staples, old exclusives. So we'll start with the Bloodborns and the Spider-Mans, and maybe exclusives will only be on PlayStation 5 for like a couple years, maybe 2 or 3, and then they move over to PC to where you can play them there as well. You never know how this stuff is going to turn out, and this is, I believe, the future of gaming. And who knows, maybe you will finally be able to play a Nintendo game, your Marios or your Pokemons on your computer. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Playing an actual Pokemon game on PC. I can't wait till the day where you can play a game like that, and we have a really fleshed out, think Pokemon Emerald, except it's done like Pokemon Sword and Shield, except it actually had good graphics and it looked like a Skyrim type of game. That's how I imagine it. And that is absolutely where gaming can go. But we don't have that right now because of exclusives, and their reason is to sell consoles. But as time goes on, you heard it here first, I think absolutely we'll be playing all these games on PC. And you and I should be very excited about that. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Take care, guys. See ya. Oh, and if you've never tried a Souls or Born game before, give Bloodborne a shot. It's pretty cheap at GameStop if you own a PS4. It's a lot of fun. This video is not sponsored by From Software. Take care, guys. See ya.